Hey everyone, good morning, Creator Mom. So I found this book at the park. At our parks we have the little library um, contraptions or whatever. Like I don't know what the heck you would call them. But basically, people put books in there that they don't want anymore. It's like a book uh, exchange or whatever. So, anyways, I found this book called Who Moved My Cheese. I think it's Who Moved My Cheese or Who Took My Cheese. I think it's Who Moved My Cheese. Well, anyways, I'm like halfway through the book. It's a good little read. It's interesting, but it's basically about what I'm gathering so far is basically about like how to move on when your current resources or the thing that was bringing you a lot of money or something like that has kind of like dried up. You know what I'm saying? Like it got stale and now it's time to like move on to something else. Um, I think that getting stale could mean, hey, maybe it really did dry up. Maybe there's no money coming through that pipeline anymore and it's time to kind of look for something else. Or maybe it dried up in terms of your interests. Maybe it no longer interests you anymore and you just really want to find something else to do with your life, but you're afraid to move on because of the things that we go through when we're afraid of change. Like, the things I think a lot when I think about doing something new is, what if I mess everything up? What if I make things worse than what they are, than worse off? You know what I'm saying? And trying to do something new. Like, basically, that's always my main concern. Like, what if I end up in a worse situation? What if I make it worse? That's my fear. So, anyways, in the story, Who Moved My Cheese, it's two little people and two mice and whatever. Essentially, they're at cheese station C. There was like an abundance of cheese. Everything's like good. And then all of a sudden, there's no cheese one day. So then the mice quickly move on looking for other stations. But the two little people get stuck emotionally and they're just like they keep going back to cheese station C. They're like, what the hell happened to the cheese? Like it has to come back. Where is it? Like it's behind the wall. Like they just can't, like they're having a harder time moving on. They don't want to go back into the maze to look for more cheese because the maze is scary. Like it's all like what ifs, I feel like the maze represents all the what ifs. What if I fail? What if it's not there? What if we never find it? So anyways, but then like once one of the little people decide to get out there, he realizes, wow, this is actually exciting. Like it feels fun. It feels great. Like getting out here in the maze again, looking for more cheese, rather than being kind of like stuck and stagnant where I was. But it's also kind of scary. It's so weird. I'm reading that book. And so it's intertwining with this book I'm reading this morning. Like this unschooling book, like I have several books that I read and then I read pieces of it like every day. So that book connects with this passage in this book that I'm reading and I wanted to share it because she says people, when it comes to unschooling, people ask questions such as, well, how is your kid going to learn responsibility? How are they going to learn to do what their boss tells them to do? How are they going to learn to get up in the morning for a job every day? If they're not like forced to do these things like in their childhood by outside structure. So let me read here. She says, let's see. It's common for those first hearing about unschooling to wonder skeptically, how do the kids learn to get up in time for jobs or what to do or to do what their bosses tell them or to do any other adult thing the questioner finds distasteful so that they will grow to be independent, successful adults who can pay their bills and get jobs? That's not a surprising question. It's a big stretch at first. But think about it for a minute. It's actually not that illogical. Unschooling kids are making their own choices every day and throwing their enthusiasm behind them. When they choose to start a job, their enthusiasm to follow their choice will help them get up in the morning more than any previous years of training to get up will. Unschooling has precisely helped them learn how to follow through with their choices and given them lots of practice in making good choices and understanding the motivation behind them. They won't see their job as a burden, one they must have trained years for by getting up early and sitting bored at a desk for long hours and being forced to do things they don't want to do day in and day out. Um, they will also make better job choices up front. Understanding themselves, they will not pursue a job that is a complete mismatch with their personality and lifestyle. And if they do choose to take a job that is not a great match, they will have other reasons like money or the schedule or the experience, and those will motivate and reward them for going to work. Or if their job does become a burden, they will start looking around for a better match because that's what they've always done. When things don't work out, they don't feel stuck. They find ways to move on. They are wonderfully prepared to be independent and successful adults. So this is really interesting, especially the sentence that says when things don't work out, they don't feel stuck. They find ways to move on. That's the sentence that was like, boom, reminded me of that book. The mice didn't take any time to feel stuck, that Cheese Station C just was not what it was anymore or before. They quickly just moved on, and then, so you could say like the mice are the like supposed unschooling children. Now, I'm sure there's like a variation in here. I'm sure like not every single unschooling person who has unschooled will react the same way, possibly. But I think that she's just saying like, for the most part, they have developed who they are so much and their confidence in themselves being internally motivated that they maybe will be less likely to be stuck because they'll be internally motivated to just move forward easily. Just that self-confidence. Yeah, they are wonderfully prepared to be independent, successful adults. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Have a great day.